And welcome back, everyone. Welcome to World Team League 2022 Winter Codes Round 6, Day number 3. Welcome. Welcome back. Welcome, AsherBro, as well. I hope you enjoyed that break. I hope you enjoyed those lovely ads as we are diving into Onsyde versus Team Liquid.
Yeah, we go. This is a big one. This is a big clash that we have. As have a look at these players. We've got some very powerful players over here, as you can tell, because they all have the arms crossed pros.
Yes, they are following the arms crossed meta here. A lot of European talent, a lot of Korean talent as well, and even some Taiwanese talent sprinkled in. Here we go, just showing off the ace players of said teams. Of course, the ace players happen to be Terran, Clem, and Maru. Unfortunately, they will not be facing each other, but they will both be featured in tonight's matches.
Yeah, and both playing very strong players in their own right, as we do have Kelazhur and Elazer being fielded here for Team Liquid. So Elazer, a pretty recent pickup for Team Liquid, has been performing pretty well for them, but at the same time, Onsyde, the newcomers on the block, they are big favorites in this competition.
They really are, featuring Rex, Maru, and Solar. Rex himself has been getting some pretty impressive wins here and there. And in a best of 2, of course, anything can happen. So even though he's kind of the underdog or the black sheep of the team, regardless, he still has a lot of talent, he has a lot of potential, and he's here to prove that all today.
Yeah, and here he is with this powerful pose. It is Rex, but he will be coming up against Elazer. So do you have a bit of a ZVZ showdown? And that can mean that there can be some cheeky wins here and there. So I don't want to count Rex out whatsoever. This could be a very close match between these two.
Oh, definitely. You know, they are both kind of titans in their own region, but of course, Elazer is a little bit overshadowed by some of the other Zerg players in Europe. You know, your Serals, your Raynors, your Lambos. It's really hard to distinguish yourself amongst them, but that doesn't take away from your overall skill here, as we are going to be getting into your favorite matchup, a ZVZ.
Yeah, it's all right. Dark First Ragnarok was pretty good.
It was amazing. It was amazing. It's a lot to live up to. And I don't know if we're gonna see that again. But you know, at least it shows you that how good a ZVZ could be.
Yeah, sure. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map here, it is our Taiwanese Zerg playing for Onsyde Gaming. This is Rex.
And in the bottom left-hand corner, representing Team Liquid, it is Elazer. Oh my god. As we go on.
Just as we were talking about ZVZ being spicy, having a lot of potential for coin flippy builds, we have Rex going for an extremely aggressive build here. I have no idea what this is. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. He does go for an extraction trick. So I believe this was not a 13-12, by the way. I could be mistaken, but I believe the gas was taken at 14. So I want to say a 14-14. Regardless, this is not your typical opener here. So yeah, Rex, kind of coming out with a bit of a curveball.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a very interesting build coming out from him. We'll have that fast gas for Ling speed, or possibly for some Banelings as well. And meanwhile, for Elazer, just going for a very standard hatch first build as we are plunged into the world of the Zerg.
Oh, exactly. Oh, there we go. We're just censoring the game a little bit here. We didn't want to see what disgusting builds Rex was really up to, but there is that Baneling Nest. So he did prioritize the Baneling Nest over Ling's speed. Pretty interesting choice, as he's actually opting to bank Lings at home.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense considering that he was going for a very hidden build. I could see why he wants to keep it secret, keep it safe.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Rex, he is not late. He's always he always shows up when he needs to. I can't remember the quote. But the Lings, they do go across the map. Banelings are being morphed in as well. I do believe this was a 14-14. Now the Lings, he is finally pulling the trigger, not getting Ling speed behind this, by the way.
Yeah, fascinating variation. Because he skipped out on that Ling speed, he gets very, very fast Banelings. These 4 Banelings here, much sooner than I would normally expect.
Yeah, and the Banelings, they intend to go in. There are no queens, by the way. Without any queens, we have to split our drones. Uh-oh.
Wow, this build is insane. This hits so early. What the
Oh,
hell?
it's insane. We do have a body blocking drone. Oh my god, the MVP drone holds the line.
Wow, this is a really sick hold from Elazer. Has split all his drones as well, so we'll be keeping them safe. Very good reactions on the fly. We'll be able to just keep splitting these drones more and more and more, just get them all away from each other. And
Yeah.
these banelings, they're lost for damage, really.
For free, Poppy. I mean, he just had to buy
Wow.
time for his second queen to come in from the natural. Rex even shaking his head there on the camera, recognizing that things just did not go his way.
Yeah, really nicely handled by Elazer. That one drone in that kind of crevice between
Yeah.
the pool and the hatch, that was clutch. That was very nice.
Mate, that was King Leonidas at the hot gates, mate. That was that was insane. He held the line. You shall not pass. And because of that, Rex is behind in link speed. He actually hasn't gone for it whatsoever at the moment. Elazer, he's just the only thing he's behind in is mainliness, but he's getting one of his own.
Yeah, I remember that scene in 300 where King Leonidas holds the line and says, "You shall not pass."
He smashes his sword into the ground, and then Darth Vader yells, "No!"
He says, "Persian warlord, I am your father."
Ay. As Elazer is going for a very interesting follow-up. I thought he was just going to go for a mass amount of Ling aggression, especially with his Ling speed advantage. But no, he's going for two-base lair.
Yeah, he's going to be going straight up into that lair. I have to wonder if this is going to be for Mutas just to even further push his lead. Maybe recognizing that Rex doesn't really have any potential for aggression in the coming few minutes.
Yeah, meanwhile, on the side of Rex, this makes a lot of sense. He's a lot more desperate in comparison, so he is going straight into a lair as well. The likelihood of him going for it, very similar to the previous ZVZ that we casted in the previous series, he is going to be looking to go for his own variant of a follow-up all-in.
Yeah, exactly. But meanwhile, we just see Elazer taking all of those gases. So we'll be looking for something aggressive, whether that would be Nidus or Mutas or just going for Roaches. But there we go. We do see the Spire being thrown down as Rex tries to take a third here.
Yeah, Rex is looking to try and expand and take that third base. Elazer is staying on 2 bases. Bear that in mind. Rex also is only on 3 gases. And there we go. There's plus on range. So it looks like he will not be opting for a Spire.
Yeah, so Rex just going to be playing a bit more of a standard Roach game. And yeah, once again, do I have to praise Elazer for this reaction? I think it's really clever realizing that Rex doesn't really have any potential to be attacking him in the near future.
Yeah, exactly. A really bold move, but especially because we have this third hatchery, it does signify to Elazer that Rex intends to, macro up a little bit further from here. His drone count is relatively small. He only has 41 at the moment. He may be looking to only use this as lava, but oh my god, forces a cancel on the third.
Yeah, really nicely done by Elazer, just taking advantage of the fact that Rex was skipping a lot of lings just to get back into this game.
Oh my god, exactly. And again, just nothing is going Rex's way right now. He's making a massive amount of roaches, and they will be enough to hold on. But roaches, puppy, they don't shoot up.
They really don't.
And here we go. 4 meters though on the horizon here. Elazer's just going to be poking and prodding. He's just testing the waters at the third base, recognizing how large the roach count is. But he's just going to commit even more to these meters.
Yeah, exactly. And just poking and prodding with these roaches as well will be keeping Rex at home. So he will just be able to deny any of that scouting, even attacking this Overlord here. But the Overseer will be spotting out these mutas. And now Rex, it is on him to react as fast as he can.
Yeah, what is his reaction going to be here? He does have a decent roach army. This should be forcing Elazer to make roaches of his own, as he has a pretty insane and massive worker lead. Here we go. Rex is responding with a couple of queens here and there, but again, he just doesn't really have an answer. If he pushes that across map with his roaches, he will lose them all.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any spores going down. I'm kind of... I was going to say, I wonder if he just only saw the queen attacking the Overseer, but he definitely sees these mutas now, and there we go, the spores have been thrown down. Possibly before he was just getting the attack warning from the queen and didn't look at it.
Yeah, it's possible that he just didn't have all the information he needed. Now he does, forced to spend even more of his drones and morph them into spores, so his worker count is going to be that much more hindered as a result. And we still don't see much of a transition point here, like whether he wants to go for more queens or go into hydras or maybe tech up into hive. I guess he doesn't have to respond too greatly because the muta cloud isn't really a cloud, it's only a small flock.
Yeah, but the reason that is only a small flock is because Elazer is absolutely smashing through with these roaches. He is so far ahead on supply here. He is just going to be diverting this way and that way with the mutas and then charging on through with these roaches. But a little bit of miscontrol. Doesn't quite get the right angle he was looking for.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Doesn't find a way in, but here we go. A little bit better. He does get on top of some of this army. We do see Elazer leading that army supply value right now. Picks off a queen. Almost gets a gas geyser with his mutas.
Yeah, just kind of picking away at whatever he can get access to, just making sure that he keeps these mutas alive and keeps Rex busy, stops him from bringing all the queens on over. And it does look like he's going to start to pick off these drones as well.
Oh, yeah, 4 drones have gone down. Gas mining drones at that. Elazer himself is going to try and macro up out of this as well, just droning heavily. We should be seeing a 4th base pretty soon as well, as he's going to be trying to hit a timing with +2. But Rex is a little bit ahead with those upgrades.
Yeah, he does have a very slight lead. Maybe that's something that he can leverage a little later on if both players end up maxing out. But I don't think Elazer is going to want the game to go that much further.
I don't think so either. Like, Rex has got an infestation pit on the way to get into a hive, to get into potentially lurkers as well. But as you were saying, like, Elazer is pretty close to maxing out, and once he does, there shouldn't really be much stopping him from moving across the map.
Yeah, exactly. And he's just being so annoying with these mutas right now, just bouncing back and forth, keeping an eye on everything. Catches those Evos, researching. He's going to be able to poke away at the overlords as well, and even taking out some drones here.
Ooh, yeah, 4 drones going down. He gets a scout of the infestation pit. So he knows he's on a bit of a timer. He knows that he's going to be behind tech-wise if the game goes on longer. We have his own infestation pit on the way. We are now maxed out at basically 200 supply. Now is the time for Elazer to pull the trigger.
Yeah, I think so. It does look like he's just going to wait for his +2 to finish up, and that does give Rex a little bit more time to get more roaches out. Rex actually approaching maxed out himself.
Yeah, exactly. So Elazer may be giving Rex too much time right now. I mean, he still does have the better economy, so if he does trade, he can remax a little bit faster. But, ooh, Rex does get a better or faster concave here on top of the ramp.
Yeah, Rex just meeting him here at the top of the ramp, denying entry. They're taking out a lot of the roaches, and we do see the supply of Elazer plummet for just a moment, but instantly all the way back up, and he's starting to make hydras as well, rather interestingly. So it does look like he will be progressing into lurkers from here.
Yeah, meanwhile, Rex is going for a massive counterattack. Elazer a little bit behind, though. Rex is going to get into the natural base.
Wow, great killer instinct by Rex. Is going to be sending it straight up into this base. Does get a little bit of a split fight here, but will be backing off with these roaches. I do worry he's not fighting the army of Elazer with his entire army.
Oh, exactly. He's split off. He's going to be focusing down a couple of workers. He does get the Roach Warren. Elazer very quick to replace that. He's going to be forced to make nothing but Lynx and Hydras to defend from here on out. Ooh. And it looks like with his reinforcements, he's going to be able to barely hold.
Yeah, Rex is starting to sandwich him from both sides. Does have the roaches on top of those squishier Ravagers, but Elazer is going to be pounding through, and I have to think it was a little bit of a miscontrol there by Rex. He did have half his army up the ramp, not fighting the army of Elazer when Elazer committed.
Yeah, exactly. If he had taken down the army, he could have snowballed from there, but alas, it is not meant to be. Rex, using his infestation pit, actually doesn't go into a hive. He's going to go into infestors instead. An interesting move. It definitely can work. It's not, of course, kind of a late game army you really want, but in the mid game, it can really excel as long as you are able to gather that energy.
Yeah, it can be a good comeback mechanic, especially if you can land a few fungals and then land biles on top of that. That can be a way to equalize.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see if he can get those money fungals. Meanwhile, Elazer is just re-droning, just getting his 4th base fully operational and saturated. Rex is trying to get his own 4th up and running. I believe, yeah, it's still basically just got thrown down, so he's still perpetually behind economically. And the lead that he had with his upgrades is now being closed as Elazer is getting his own +1 carapace.
Yeah, we do see our Elazer going up into Hive as well, so those lurkers, I don't think they're too far off now.
Yeah, your favorite part is EVZ.
This is where the fun ends.
I can hear the enthusiasm in your voice, Poppy. Oh my god, calm down.
Yeah, we do see Elazer just not letting Rex have anything here. He denies. I think he even gets a kill on that 4th.
Oh, yeah, that was a kill, not a cancel. And in comes Elazer with a 1-2 punch. No, the infestors!
Oh, the infestor jumped on straight away, but does get a good fungal on the Ravages. Unfortunately, not quite timing the biles, but a good concave here from Rex. He's getting a fairly decent fight, but Elazer coming in here from the flank will be kind of poking and prodding. Does decide to back off now.
Yeah, he does back off, but again, the goal really was to just contain Rex to 3 bases. That's all he really needs to do. Elazer, he's just mining more efficiently. The gap in workers isn't quite large, but again, it's just that much more mining happening for Elazer. We have the hive completed. We have +3 on the way. Both players are working on their lurkers, don't get me wrong, but again, Elazer will just have the better army.
Yeah, it's so easy for Elazer to keep replenishing with roaches. Also, with access to that hive, he can start to get these vipers too, so he can look to yoink the Ravagers, maybe even yoink any lurkers that get made if Rex gets that far.
Yeah, exactly. Rex, he needs to catch up in a couple of different ways. One, he has to, of course, get his 4th base up and running. That's why his army is positioned there at his 4th. He cannot allow it to go down once again. Meanwhile, he needs a hive. He needs it sooner rather than later. Like, going into that, those infestors didn't really work out for him. He did get 1 pretty good fungal, and he still has 2 infestors alive, don't get us wrong. But, yeah, it just, he needs a little bit more with that, as they're pointing out. He also has 2 Lunker Dens.
Yeah, does have that extra Lurker Den. I don't know if that's on purpose to get the other upgrade quicker or if he's just forgotten in the chaos of everything going on. But at the same time, we do see Elazer. He's feeling very comfortable and rich, getting that Overlord speed, getting the Hydra upgrade even, and he is starting to make those lurkers now. So Rex is going to find himself in a very uncomfortable position in the near future.
Yeah, you know what this tells me? That Rex, he was watching ESL Capacia and he saw Dark go for those Niduses in the main base time and time again. And he doesn't want to get done dirty, okay? He wants to make sure that he spreads out his tech, and in case that happens, he has a backup Lurker Den.
Yeah, that's like the backup layer, you know, when you make the double layer.
Yeah, so you know the Zerg strategy. Yes, here we go. Elazer's pushing on forward. He has his first wave of lurkers already. A fungal is going to connect here on some of these roaches, though.
That was beautifully done by Elazer, though, just dragging the army linearly through these lurker spines, and these lurkers are absolutely decimating the army of Rex. Meanwhile, Elazer, he knows he's got enough army to split it off in half. GG is called, and a bit of a yawn.
Yeah, you know, it's early morning in the land of Poland. You know, he's just waking up, just getting warmed up here.
This is just how we wake up. We just, take down a couple other Zergs and we're ready for our ladder games.
There you go, mate. There you go. But very well played there by Elazer. Again, because of the opener of Rex, like, he did kind of stumble out the gate. His build had to deal damage early on, and because it didn't, he was just kind of playing from one step behind from what feels like almost the entire game.
Yeah, exactly. That all comes back to that initial defense. Elazer's drone block, his super clutch drone block of those 4 Banes that Rex went for, just did wonders for him, and he was so far ahead from that opening.
He really was. Like, it was a really cool opening. Like, we were both really impressed by it. Don't get us wrong. It's just, again, mate, King Leonidas smiting down the Balrog, you know? Like,
King Leonidas, the drone.
The hero drone puppy. Like, I was so shocked by what was happening. And again, I'm sure Rex was as well. You know, I'm sure he had like an out-of-body experience where he was looking at the screen like, is this really happening right now? Am I like, Bailing's really just not getting past this? Is this real? And yes, it was real. And
is this now Rex has got the anime internal monologue, just like, oh, I can't believe he stopped my attack with 1 drone.
Is this real? Is this what the European meta holds? Oh my god.
Is this what that European Zerg lifestyle is all about?
His power, it's unimaginable.
How will I survive this encounter?
Oh my god. Uh, but we've all seen those anime arcs, and the main protagonist first has to fail, has to fall before they can rise. And Rex, I'm sure it is time to rise. He has chosen his map. It is going to be Cosmic Sapphire.
Does that mean Elazer's the villain in this story? He just sees it coming in and he's like, "Ha, pathetic. He thought 4 banelings could stop me."
I play with Bly all the time. This is nothing.
Pathetic banelings. As spawning here in the top left-hand corner of the map, playing for Onsyde Gaming, this is Rex.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, representing Team Liquid from the land of Poland, it is Elazer.
Rex is doing something funky again.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Is this the same build?
Yeah, it's a 14-14, right? I mean, it was a 14. Oh my, wait, no.
Is this the one where you throw down a hatch now and then Ling Flood?
Yeah. So this was a 14 hatch, by the way, and he is droning on up. He should be going for the hatchery next, to make it look like normal.
Or not?
He's setting the drone down now. It's okay. Oh my god. Yeah, Rex just not pulling his punches here. Regardless of how large the map is, he has no fear.
Yeah, very interesting. He will be a little bit behind the gas of Elazer as well, so looks like he's just going to be sending in just raw Ling power.
Yeah, 6 Lings are going to be coming across the map. We do have that Queen afterwards. We'll see if he continues to make Lings and bank them up at home, or what the plan is from here. As Elazer's Overlords should be spotting them as they move out across the map. We'll see if Elazer can avoid this Overlord pathing.
It does kind of just seem like a variation on a defensive Queen build. A defensive pull first build, as he does get that Queen out very quickly, and it does look like he's going to be going back into droning.
Yeah. I mean, again, these Lings are faster. Bear that in mind, though, than a regular pull first. So this can catch Elazer off guard, and because of that, he can force maybe even some damage done here at the natural.
Yeah, these are some really interesting builds out of Rex. Very offbeat, but the reactions from Elazer very quick. Does get the drones out of there. I love this out of Rex. He's going to be positioning to surround the lava, and Elazer's forced to cancel.
Yeah, forced to cancel his first 2 Lings. Now he's forced to fight with his drones. How good is the micro? He does pull away the weakened drone, and he doesn't lose anything so far other than that forced cancel.
Yeah, Rex not wanting to fight Leonidas there once again.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do that twice in a row. He does get a force round of the Queen. It looks like he will get the Queen.
Wow, that was really cool. Really nicely done by Rex, anticipating when that Queen was going to be popping out. Jumps right on top. He's going to be looking for a bit of a scout there as well. Does see the transferring drone, so will be comfortable to just keep droning up himself.
Yeah, and because of that, this time these 6 Lings have paid for themselves. Going for the 14 pull, it does delay your hatchery, of course. It does delay your drone production, but killing that Queen, that's pretty big early on.
Absolutely, that does matter quite a lot in ZVZ. We do see Elazer as reaction. He's going to be going into that fastest 3rd hatchery, and he's just droning away as hard as he can.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to try and catch up. At the same time, he's going to go for 2 Lings across the map to get a little bit of a scout off. Likewise, so is Rex, to get eyes on any kind of gas timings, any fast lair, which players have been kind of leaning towards in this current day and age. Speaking of Elazer, there is that fast lair.
Yeah, right on time.
Oh.
We do have that retro run going down as well, and Rex going for something a little bit different, going for a little bit of a fast carapace, maybe taking a bit of a leaf out of Mia Micah's book here.
Yeah, we have seen this +1 carapace build become really popular these past couple of months in ZVZ. Basically, you do go for roaches and you go for a Ling Flood behind it, and with the +1 carapace, you are able to survive additional hits from your opponent's Lings here. 2 Lings are going to try and scout, but they are denied entry into the natural.
Yeah, they will see as well, though, that evolution chamber is researching, so that has to make Elazer a little bit worried about what might be coming his way.
Yeah, exactly. First come the Lings, then come those roaches. Meanwhile, Rex, he has cut drones at 33. He's going to be able to get us around on this Queen and force a kill at the 3rd.
Yeah, Rex going straight after that Queen, going after the third as well. Has that mindset of the strong, absolutely sending it here.
Yeah, exactly. Bear in mind that Elazer did skip his Baneley nest, so he can't really defend against this. He also lost his first queen earlier, so he doesn't have that much DPS to hold on to the natural base.
Yeah, we do see him going for a full wall here, but I'm not sure if he fully realizes just how much danger he is in with the Roach follow-up, because he's been very greedy going into this Muta build, and this is going to hit like a ton of bricks, especially if he doesn't have spines prepared.
I think this may just be over if he doesn't throw down spines. Like, he needs something to defend. We do see a couple of roaches on the way, which will help, but this roach warren is so exposed.
Yeah, and Rex, he's going to start to put that damage on that Roach Warren now, leading the way for his own Roaches to come in and finish it off.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
still no spines.
Still no spines. Oh, Elazer's even breaking down this wall as well. Very greedy play. Again, he has no vision whatsoever. The roaches are coming in. Rex is all in, and the Elazer almost helping him out a little bit. But there we go. Now he realizes.
Yeah, he realizes he doesn't finish off that Evo, fortunately. Looks like Rex is still going to be going after that Roach Warren. And that secondary wall might even be blocking Elazer off from defending here. So we are going to be seeing those biles going down on that building. And things are starting to get wild here. Still no spines for Elazer. He's just going to have to rely on these mutas.
Yeah, rely on the mutas, and here we go. The Lings, they flood on in. There aren't even that many mutas. I believe 4 to 6 mutas are going to be it. The Lings, they get a full surround of the roaches.
The Lings get all the way in. They're going to be surrounding the roaches, dodge the biles, attacking the drones now, and these roaches are just going to run straight up here for Rex. We see so many drones going down now, and there are not many roaches left to defend.
Yeah, exactly. Again, Elazer completely misreading this build, completely misreading his opponent, assuming that he was droning up, assuming that there were going to be drones at that third base, but everything is going to fall.
Yeah, full surround on all those roaches. The last of the roaches have gone down, and these Lings are completely free to rain terror over these drones. They will be churning through them. We see the drones all falling now, and Elazer just coming to terms with this loss as we see the drone count going up to 46 killed.
Oh, exactly. The Spires even being focused down as well. So what you see is what you get with these mutas. Back at home, Rex, he is making, or he should be getting ready for queens. He should be making some spores as well, just in case the mutas go for a counterattack. But there is nothing left on the ground. Only a single queen, only a single drone, and now nothing.
See Elazer going down to our drone, and that drone goes down, and that's his sign to leave. But Rex, he loves it. He loves it.
He loves it, but his piece of paper gets caught by the green screen.
It said Onsyde, but I don't know what else it said.
It said Onsyde. Maybe it gets eaten by the solar. I don't know. Or by the Elazer. Maybe it got erased. I don't know. Regardless, GG, well played there by Rex, going for his all-in, and Elazer just being a little bit too greedy, a little bit too, a little bit too ambitious.
Yeah, a little bit too greedy with those mutas, especially without the spines to back him up. So unfortunately for him, doesn't quite get the lead for Liquid going into this set. Will be 1-1, but that does set up his team. If Clem can get the 2-0 over Solar, or if Kelazhur can take a game off of Maru, or even both games, they will be looking towards that ace match.
Yeah, honestly, this is a pretty crucial moment here for Onsyde, because I think we can all agree that Rex is coming into this as the underdog. You know, he is overshadowed by a lot of good players on his team, and I think a lot of people would look to Elazer to be the favorite in that series. So for Rex to take the 1-1, you know, that's, again, pretty crucial.
Yeah, definitely very crucial. And likewise for Liquid, Elazer would have loved to get the 2-0 over there, just to take a little bit of pressure off Clem. Historically for Liquid, they have shot out their roster with the addition of Elazer, but they have been a team that has relied a lot on Clem's performance to get them through this team league. Not to say that the other players haven't pulled their own weight as well, but it's always nice if they can take a bit of pressure off their star player.
Exactly. You know, the less pressure that they are under, the more they can perform. But next up, we're going to be getting into a player that has no pressure and applies all of it. Mate, Maru is coming out.
Man, I will never, ever get sick of the way that Maru will just dunk on these top players in the world. He'll just have the most insane comeback. Like, he'll be completely dead. He'll be like half the supply of the other player. He'll do a half-an-hour game where he just makes the most insane comeback in the world that no one else could ever do. Gang gets to the end and is like,
He's like, why didn't my opponent leave earlier? You know what?
It's like, why do they keep making me play? Why can't they just give me the money?
Just give me the trophy, Poppy. What's going on? They're
It's
gonna.
so, Mm.
Go on.
It's so cool just like watching old videos of him playing when he was like 13 and he just has like the exact same expression. Just this complete dead kind of just like a pout, just like, yeah, meh. He just looks so bored.
Oh my god. Well, we'll see if Kelazhur can spark his interest, can get some facial expressions out of Maru here, because Kelazhur, likewise, has also been practicing a lot. He's also been streaming a lot, more than I usually am used to. So, yeah, I'm sure he's also coming into this quite aware and quite prepared.
Yeah, Kelazhur is a very strong player. He has been getting some nice results recently. I'm not sure what the name of the tournament but in a tournament recently, actually taking special down in the grand final. I think it was a Brazilian-based tournament, but
Yeah.
you know what it's called? I can't remember what it's called. Copa something?
Not Copa America, not Copa America. Hold on. I have it in my chat logs actually, because I was inquiring about it a little bit. It was the MEG. It was it's from my understanding, it's like an offshoot of WESG.
Okay.
So like a massive Latin American tournament was played out. There wasn't an English stream. We were considering casting it, but it didn't line up for us in the end. I think it was during COVID.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but Kelazhur has been getting some really good results recently. Can he kind of whip it out here though in WTL for his team?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Special's a very strong player. I don't want to write him off yet, but it has felt a little bit like there's been some kind of a passing of the torch, or at least a sharing of the torch with Kelazhur, where he is starting to become the most notable Terran from the LATAM region.
Yeah, Special.
Champ?
You know, it's just he's too busy, working on his gains. He's
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's hitting the gym on a daily basis. He's posting a lot of videos on social media on his deadlifts. Yeah, it's looking quite good.
Awesome. Well, here we have the toughest of tests for Kelazhur. We have Maru with his S grade with his 3 10s.
Oh, the triple 10s, mate. Meanwhile, here comes Diego coming in with a pretty well-rounded stats graph with a really well-rounded hexagon. But once again, mate, we got that, what'd you say, mitochondria? We got the...
He is the mitochondria of Maru's cell.
There you go. But really, who isn't? I feel like all Terrans, they're all kind of in some way inside Maru.
Yeah, I mean, just play like Maru. That's what we're all told. And it's impossible, so please stop telling us that.
Really, what's impossible is the fact that Maru is not 100 out of 100 and somehow got docked on offense?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because he's been playing very aggressively lately. But here we are for Onsyde Gaming. It is the best Terran in the world, Maru.
Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Moondance, we have the Team Liquid Terran, Kelazhur.
Yeah, I have to say what I really want to see from Kelazhur, and already seen that proxy SEV, I think we will see it, is for him to really play his own game. Go for these spicy, aggressive builds with a little bit of flair that he is known for. And already we see him proxying his first racks out on the map, and he's going to be proxying the second one as well, both on 15. So a little bit more of an economic build than the most popular 2 racks Reaper that we've been seeing a lot of.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Very aggressive play coming out from Kelazhur. Meanwhile, Maru is opening up with double gas opener. Again, what we would typically expect here in current meta from our Terrans. But we'll see if Kelazhur can flex his micro here, especially because if he does pick this build, I imagine he's going to have a little bit of a ping advantage or in game number 1.
Yeah, so Maru chuckling about something.
Oh my god, is that the real Maru?
Is that him? He's been replaced.
Oh no. The fool. Does he not realize that Maru does not show emotion? What is happening?
But meanwhile, we do see the scout coming in from Maru. We'll be scouting that There is no racks in the base, so should be pretty aware of what's going on here. We do see him throwing down that factory, getting that Reaper, and it will be up to him to respond now.
Oh god, exactly. He is now fully aware that there is something amiss, whether there's a proxy in the middle of the map or maybe a proxy out on the outskirts instead. He is going to be preparing here back at home. Oh.
Yeah, meanwhile, just being annoyed with this SEV, but there we go. Very textbook defense, going to be pulling a lot of SEVs here, feeling very confident to take a little bit of a dip in the economy here.
Yeah, 5 workers have been pulled for Maru. I guess 6 because one of them is scouting across the map. Kelazhur is going to dip up this ramp, but going to run into those SEVs.
Yeah, those SCVs just going to block out those Reapers. We do see a little bit of a rotation from Maru as well, just tracking there. He's going to be going into extra Reapers and Hellions, so this is a very confident way to hold that Maru is going for. Not going for Marines instead, but looking for a build where he can get a bit of counter damage after he holds this.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And he is looking to hold it. Meanwhile, across that, Maru still has that scouting SV, so he can see if Kelazhur does opt to transition. I wasn't expecting this. Kelazhur threw down a factory. It's not at home. Am I crazy?
Yeah, really interesting. It does look like he just wants to get this over and done with. He doesn't want to transition into a macro game. He just wants to rally in Hellions. Meanwhile, from Maru, just going to be sending that SCV out to keep a track of the movement. But we also see from Maru that he's not going into his CC after this. He's getting a very fast starport, so he will have access to a medevac to deal with this. But it does look like he's been outmaneuvered.
Yeah, exactly. Kelazhur, he just runs circles around Maru, goes in, he gets another worker kill. Meanwhile, Maru's just trying to catch up these reinforcements, and he will not get a Reaper. Up! Oof.
Yeah, a little bit of maybe miscontrol by Maru. It kind of seemed like even Kelazhur was a little bit unsure as to what he was doing, whether he was getting trapped there.
Yeah, it got really chaotic. It got real messy. Made is the 1-1-1 with the starport even proxied here, but it looks like Kelazhur has lost control.
Yeah, Maru just completely overwhelms there and somehow manages to just catch out those units. GG.
GG. Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised there. If you remember when Kelazhur, he was able to somehow sneak into the main base of Maru. There wasn't really anything in the main to really stop him. He gets one SCV and then he backed off and he went back down the ramp to where Maru was waiting for him. And then that's when things got a little bit hectic. Yeah, like things got really, really intense really quickly.
Yeah, I would love to know what was going through his head there and what was happening. Because I think what might have been happening was Maru was like threatening a counterattack or something like that.
Yeah.
It seems like Kelazhur was like, he went into the main and then he was like, wait a minute, why are you letting me into your main? This feels like a trap. And he kind of backed off. And that's how I was feeling as well. But I don't really know what the trap was.
I don't think that was. I think that was just mind games. I think Maru got in his head a little bit and maybe Kelazhur overthought it, and because of that he put himself in a more precarious and compromising situation, and just like that Maru shuts it down.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a shame as well because the follow-up that he had looked really interesting. I thought he was going to be rallying in Hellions, but he was actually making tanks, and I think it would have been a medevac after that as well. So that was a really cool follow-up he had planned. It's a bit of a shame not to see it, but here we go. We are seeing he's going to be picking Data C as the next map.
And don't fret, Asher, because it is of course Diego's map choice, and if he wants to, he could even try and do it again.
He's going to play Mac.
Oh no, what have you done, Asher? What have you done? As I want to give a shout out in the chat as well. Thank you so much to Angry SC for giving us a rate. Thank you, puppy.
Thank you, puppy.
Oh yes, for those wondering, we are of course casting World Team League round 6 day number 3. We are in the middle of Onsyde Gaming versus Team Liquid, and Kelazhur is up against the wall. He has to fight back. He has to take this game to bring Maru down with him for his team.
Yeah, and it's a tough ask. It really is. But Data C, this is a map that has a lot of really nice defensive properties to it. And I wonder if Kelazhur is picking this because he does have something in mind like mech, or maybe like a bit more of a defensive totally game. But meanwhile, we do have spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map here for Onsyde Gaming. This is Maru.
In the bottom right-hand corner, representing Team Liquid, we have Kelazhur.
And Maru says, mate, That's not how you proxy racks. Let me show you how it's done.
It's like, me too.
Yeah, meanwhile, we do see Maru going for the more traditional version of this build, throwing everything down on 14. Does give you a little bit more momentum. I wonder if Kelazhur was going for that more economic version just because he was going to proxy that factory in that starport. That would make sense. But at the same time, this is a build that Maru is renowned for. It's one that he has been using extremely regularly lately, especially.
Yeah, he's kind of known to proxy historically, and as you say, he has been kind of perfecting it or just getting more practice with it in recent times, as the two Rexes are being thrown down. Meanwhile, from the side of Kelazhur, at the moment, he is none the wiser, opening up with a much more standard opener, not going for a proxy of his own.
Yeah, that's right. So we do see that first Reaper started up for Maru. We'll just be poking around with this first SEV just to get an idea of what Kelazhur is doing, make sure that he's not proxy raxing as well, things like that. But this is just going to be a straight up proxy rax Reaper. And as I was saying, this is something that he's been doing a lot lately. I remember seeing him doing it in the recent DreamHack against Hero Marine and just being stunned really at his proficiency from any situation with this build.
Yeah, exactly, and we'll see if we can see that again. How good his control is going to be, especially in an online tournament setting like this, where of course ping isn't the most ideal. Meanwhile, Kelazhur, he does check with his Reaper and he does get eyes on the proxy.
Yeah, so Kelazhur just going to be scared. Oh, I don't think he did. I was going to say he didn't go up the ramp.
Oh.
So this Reaper's going to be way out of position when these first two Reapers come in, and that means that Maru might be able to get a kill on this factory SCV.
Yeah, and there we go. With a couple of seconds away, the factory is not going to be finished. It is going to be delayed here. Meanwhile, another SCV is being targeted down.
Oh, no. Yeah, and there is a lot of damage on that Reaper of Kelazhur's. Maru is just going to be dancing back into the base, so he does actually trap his Reaper. He will be losing that. He's going to be losing his second Reaper as well, but takes down one of the Reapers of Kelazhur. This is not the most ideal situation for Maru here.
Yeah, losing two Reapers, a little bit careless there from Maru, a little bit overconfident, may even lose another here as he gets boxed in.
Wow, and I love this confidence from Kelazhur, just throws down that CC right away on location.
Oh, exactly. Even baiting Maru in a little bit there. The Hellion gets an extra volley off on that Reaper. One more, and the Reaper is going to go down, and it does.
Oh, it does, and Maru finds himself way behind in this game. But I do have to point out, Maru recently had a game where he went up against Cure, where he was 2-Rax Reapering into an at-home 2-Rax, which is like an auto-lose, and he still managed to find a way to win. So Maru can make magic from these situations.
Yeah, we'll see if he can recover. He still has a Reaper in the main base. Kelazhur is sending his army across the map. By the way, we'll see how good the defenses are here for Maru. We'll see how many workers he ends up losing.
Yeah, we do see Maru is going to be going for a Hellion first, does recognize that things are getting out of control, and he can't go straight into a Cyclone. He needs a unit back at home right away to deal with these Reapers.
Yeah, exactly. Already 3 SCVs are going to be going down, so nice target firing there by Kelazhur. He is forced out of the main base of Maru. Meanwhile, Maru will now be able to defend with said Hellion across the map. That Reaper count is getting higher once again.
It is getting higher, but meanwhile for Kelazhur, he does have a couple of Hellions here to deal with it. We are seeing Maru just focusing down those gas SCVs, but we'll be losing another one of these Reapers. Really nice Hellion blocking coming out from Kelazhur as well. That was smooth.
Yeah, getting a lot of damage done on that Reaper of Maru. Oh, meanwhile, he does get another handful of those workers. Kelazhur still taking a lead, by the way, as Maru's turning around with his Reapers.
Yeah, Maru just killed a Hellion with his one Hellion. That's kind of nuts. But these Reapers are going to be getting here. They're going to be further delaying this CC, delaying that starport as well. We just see a bit of a surround coming through from these Reapers, so Maru will be able to take those last couple Reapers out for one of his own Reapers, but does find himself safe for this very moment.
Oh, exactly, and as the dust settles here, we do see that Kelazhur is going to be able to take a greater economic advantage because he was able to get his CC on location at his natural base. So the worker count is going to be perpetually ahead here as Kelazhur has followed up with a medevac to go for a drop.
Yeah, but Maru, he's being so aggressive here. He's just continuing to make Reapers and Hellions, making a medevac as well. So he is being so aggressive as he has been prone to do lately.
I mean, he has to, right? Just because of how poorly the opener was, he actually didn't lift up to his Raxes. He's not going back home. He's just making more and more of these Reapers. But what does he do from here? He doesn't go for a counterattack where Kelazhur is pretty vulnerable again because he is setting so much across the map.
Yeah, I'm really worried for him here if he does try to trade with this counter because Kelazhur, his tank is finished. It's here.
Yeah, the tank is here. Zero mining happening in the main base of Maru as he pushes up the natural base. You do have the tank actually being pulled a little bit out of position.
Yeah, but this tank is going to repel the Reapers. One of those Reapers going down already, and I just don't think Maru's going to be able to get too much damage here. Those Hellions are going to be lining up a few SCVs, but meanwhile for Kelazhur across the map, there is nothing to answer his drop.
Yeah, exactly. The Reapers actually turn around to come back home. The Hellions are doing a lot of damage from the side of Maru, but he's also just losing so much here to this drop.
Yeah, Kelazhur can just pick up and get out of there. Maru has lost so much mining time here, and he is plummeting in supply. Wasn't able to get that third CC up either. He had to cancel that.
Ay. And what does he do from here? He actually does have a Viking. He's going to be able to shut down or at least push away this drop, going for a drop of his own.
Yeah, but meanwhile, he just has to get some damage here. He's in such a rough position. Kelazhur is just demolishing him here in the supply.
Yeah, exactly. He has his tanks spread out between his main base as well. The Reapers, they try to dive on top of the tank, but they're going to take a lot of shots here. Can they take down the tank? It looks like they barely will.
Or they would just take up the tank, but there's another tank there, and this Cyclone getting a big lock on the medevac. The medevac's going to go down.
Ay. No. And Diego, he's doing it, Papi. You know, he has his two bases. He shuts down the drop. He keeps his tank alive. The dream is real, Papi.
Yeah, Diego, he is doing it. He's setting that drop across Maru. He's trying to intercept that drop out in the middle of the map, but he is not going to be able to do so. Does it repel these Hellions? Does push back that Raven as well, but the supply does not lie. There is just not enough here for Maru to defend.
Yeah, exactly. Drop into the main base again. Maru could maybe try and hold on a frontal assault, but he's being pulled apart. And it's a numbers game. Maru goes for a ninja base in the top left-hand corner of the map.
Yeah, Maru, he is a magician, but I think even with the Maru magic, there is just no way to come back from this one, surely.
There's gotta be no way, man. We do see the bunker going down at the natural. Again, there's a world where maybe Kelazhur doesn't push in because he believes he's containing his opponent's two bases, and then maybe Maru can get that third base saturated. But Kelazhur, he's not slowing down.
Yeah, I don't know. With this Raven here that has enough energy for a disable, he can just poke forward ahead, and that's exactly what he's going to do, sending that one forward. Maru is going to be able to get the lock on one of those tanks. It is going to be going down, but all-important tank for Maru going down, and Kelazhur just going to be landing the Vikings, taking out the last tank of Maru.
Yeah, auto targets are thrown down as well. Maru has 0 tanks remaining. He's got a couple of Vikings. He has one Cyclone, but GG gets called, and Kelazhur takes down Maru.
GG, let's go. Nice, stylish pop-off. Pops the Liquid jersey as well. And Onsyde, they're really in this one.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, Liquid's really in this one.
Yeah.
They're both in it.
Technically, they are both in it. They're both here. They're both playing StarCraft, puppy. Let's go.
Man, I was writing off Diego. I was already thinking this is a 2-0. I was thinking if Clem can get the 2-0, then maybe Liquid could take it to an ace match. Man, Liquid might just upset Onsyde here.
They definitely could, mate, especially when it comes to their ace player. Clem is going to be coming out strong against Solar. Two very high caliber players in their own right, don't get me wrong. But again, Clem can be a machine. Oh. I just don't know how this best of 2 is gonna go.
Yeah, I want to come back to Diego. Diego with a really sick defense of the Proxy Reaper there. Maru almost being a little bit disrespectful, was like, I don't think your Proxy Reaper was very good. I think my micro was better there. I think I can take you down. But yeah, just some uncharacteristic mistakes there. Overstaying there, trapping his first 2 Reapers. And it can be really hard to make that build work if you lose your first Reaper.
Yeah, 100%. I do think that Maru did overextend with his first couple of Reapers. Maybe he was just too confident. Maybe he wasn't thinking too much of Kelazhur. Maybe he was... Yeah, I'm not too sure what the rationale there was, but after that, we did see things kind of slowly snowball in favor of Kelazhur. And Maru was trying his hardest to come back and be as aggressive as he could be, you know, not stopping that Reaper production, but Kelazhur was just a wall. He was so solid. Very impressive play. Very impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. Very confident as well, just to go across the map and finish that one off. But just a very strong game coming out from him. And now we have Solar versus Clem. Now, Clem, he has been in some incredible form lately, recently winning that DreamHack EU and looking like his old self when it comes to TVZ. But Solar, he's no pushover. This is one of the best Zergs in the world right here.
Yeah, definitely one of the best Zergs in the world, one of the best Zergs of Korea. So Korea going up against Europe right now. That's been the tale of this Team League match. And we'll see if he's going to be able to pull it off here as Solar coming in. Questionable ranking once again. Going to be coming out as B? I don't know about that one, mate.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, but we do see the nod to the macro and offense. I think strategy should be way higher than that. I'm going to call that one out because Solar has such fantastic game sense for his timings, but here we go. Clem going to be getting the nod for A. We have the 10 in micro, of course. The 10 in macro, and nice nods in offense and defense as well.
Yeah, my god, the hexagon here for Clem is insane. I do agree that Solar can sometimes suffer a little bit when it comes to the mindset. For him to be docked that many points, though, I'm a little bit shocked. I'm like, it's like he's also one to complain against Protoss, but to lose that many, oh my god.
I don't think that's fair to dock in that much in mindset. After some of the things that have happened to Solar, he's going to be like one of the most unlucky players in StarCraft in terms of what other pros have done to him, and for him to still play the game.
For him not to retire after being off-raced by Raynor. I mean, really, Solar has the greatest mindset of all. You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong. Looking at it from that perspective.
I mean, not to bring up the other moments, but getting nuked by Maru as well.
Yeah, oh my god.
The 4x in the base from TY, I saw that one recently. Everyone's so mean to Solar, and he's such a nice guy.
Yeah. What else is there to say? I feel so bad for Solar sometimes.
Do you relate a little bit?
I do. I want to be like Doc, but really I'm Solar. Oh god. But despite all of that, he is still a very strong and an amazing player in his own right. You know, everyone has their bad days, and there definitely have been some documented here for Solar, but on a good day, he is one of the best in the world, and definitely one to take it to Clem.
I mean, props to him. His bad days are barely even bad days. They're more just like unlucky things that have happened to him. But at the same time, Clem has been looking so strong in this matchup. He's made a big return to 3cc Banshee in an era of 2-base all-ins and mech play and BC builds. He said, no, like the stock standard build, it still works, and I'm going to show everyone exactly how to do it. And I feel like he's setting a bit of a trend with the Terrans once again.
Honorable TVZ, Papi. Honorable TVZ. You love to see it. Of course, it is very difficult to pull off. It is very micro-intensive. Of course, it does make sense to give him the 10 there in the micro and the macro if he does pull it off. So we are going to see that on full display. And on some of these larger maps, it's going to be interesting to see how he works or how things play out here. Because, of course, you could argue from both ends that it can kind of favor their styles, where Solar probably wants a longer game. He wants to saturate his bases, wants to be able to get into the late game. But likewise, Clem, I don't know if he's really afraid of that.
Yeah, not at all. And for those of you not familiar with the format of these best of twos in the team leagues, the first map is pre-selected. So Solar maybe getting a little bit lucky there. Will have Cosmic Sapphire as the first map.
Oh boy, he will get that as the first map. Of course, it is loser's pick, so depending on how game number 1 goes, we will kind of diverge things in game number 2. But we'll see if Solar has anything special in store for us, because that's also another different thing about Solar, is that unlike Dark, he isn't anywhere near as aggressive. He does usually take from European meta. He's usually a lot more straight up and standard. So I don't know if he's going to have anything special prepared specifically, or if he just wants to play out a more normal game.
Can I just confirm from you as well, a 10 in micro is what's required to win a TVZ? That's what you said, right?
Not at all, mate. No, what do you mean, Papi? What do you mean? Oh my,
Like all my ladder opponents have 10s.
They all have 10s, Papi.
You just have that loading screen and you just see that in your head. You see that.
Remember yesterday how you were like, mate, I think we both said, is there a Protoss player with what was it? Was it mindset greater than 8 or something?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah.
yeah. When it comes to Terrans, is there a Terran with micro less than 10? Really? I mean,
No. Not at all, but here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner for Onsyde Gaming, this is Solar.
and spawning in the bottom right hand corner representing Team Liquid, it is the red Terran. It is Clem.
Boarding that Mlem paw, as he always does.
Oh, yes, that he does. And this is really what everyone has been waiting for. We've had some great matchups. Don't get me wrong. Tonight, you know, we had Scarlet versus Firefly. We had Lambo. We had some Beyond action. We just had Maru versus Diego. Don't get me wrong. But Solar versus Clem, they saved the best to last.
Oh my god, and it's a new mythical creature. I've never seen this before. It's Duma Clem. I've literally never seen him wear his hood up.
Oh my god, the Doom. What is with the Doomers today, by the way? You know, Scarlet went like Giga Doomer earlier. Clem, you know, maybe it's too early in the morning for him. I don't know.
He does have the white hood though, so it kind of seems like he's like a Jedi or something.
yeah, he's in a bright white room as well, so we're getting like conflicting messages, you know.
Well, he's not a Zerg, so he can't be like in the fully dark room. He has to be. He represents the light. You know, the Terrans are the good guys.
Whatever you say, man. Whatever you say. Oh my god. Yeah. So, you know, we'll see if his mood somehow affects his play here. Is outside of that, we have some pretty standard openers.
It's like, Mom, I'm playing Terran, Mom. Leave me alone.
Oh my god! Really, just this is just a form. This is really okay. This is a form of Clem that we have never seen before. You know, and we don't really know what to expect. This could be a more serious Clem than we've ever seen before.
It could be the most powerful force known to man.
Oh yeah, it's Terran, Bobby. I'm glad you agree.
As we do see this infamous Clem Reaper jumping on in here, going to be skirmishing with the drones, with the Lings. Very famously, Clem, his Reaper, is so much more aggressive than a lot of these Reapers we see, but Solar does survive without losing any Lings.
Ooh,
But he does lose the tumor.
Yeah, the tumor goes down, and that was a safe tumor as well.
Yeah. He really is you.
I'm watching a live VIP stream. No,
This is our customs. We put your tumor next to your hatchery. And I'm like,
I literally put it next to my hatchery, and it dies anyway. What do I do?
Nom, nom, nom.
Oh my God. Smerge.
Yeah, that is not only a big mental victory, like getting a Ling is a big mental victory, but this actually is pretty significant. That slows down the creep a lot.
It really does slow down the creep. It means that getting your queen over towards the third to even inject and even defend it is going to be that much more annoying as well. So, yeah, not the best start for Clem. Not massive, but a nice little win here nice little win here for Clem, as we do see him going into a 3cc Banshee opener.
Yeah, as advertised, going for this stock standard 3cc Banshee. He very famously, when he was coming up in the TVZ matchup especially, would just play almost exclusively this build, and people would know that he only plays this build, and he would still just stomp every game. I mean, when he's in form, he is absolutely the best TVZ player in the world.
Why can't every Terran do this? Like, I mean...
You wouldn't like it.
I think I would like
still
it.
Die.
Yeah, man, I'm always gonna die. What do you mean? Just get rid of the BC openers, Poppy. That's all I want.
True.
As we do see Clem flirting with the idea of slipping into the natural base. He does consider it for a moment, but does back off in the end. Solar in position to defend.
Yeah, he sees the Lings there, thinks better of it. We'll just be sending out that Banshee right away, so we are going to be seeing that speed of Clem, that constant multitasking, just pushing in and out, being as annoying as he can, taking out that drone there as well, and still not losing any Hellions.
Yeah, again, just keeping Solar pinned back at her. Meanwhile, Solar did go for an overload scat earlier. He was able to confirm the third base timing as well as the 1-1-1, so we have Spores on the way. He knows to be ready for these Banshees, but even though he sees it coming, can he stop it?
Yeah, Clem just going to poke in a little bit earlier with his first Banshee. This is something that some of these top Terrans can do. They have the multitask to have the Hellions and the individual Banshees all going at the same time while executing their build, and obviously that is not out of the reach of Clem. And he's just going to be poking around with these Hellions, trying to keep on top of the creep spread here.
Yeah, exactly. Just making sure that Solar's life is as difficult as possible when it comes to clearing out or spreading all of this creep. We do see that, again, he's responding quite well here. Throwing down double Evo chambers. We have a Bailey Nest. Nothing crazy from Solar. Everything looking stock standard with his Ling Bane.
Yeah, this is really nice from Clem, the way that he's just sitting his units just out of range of the creep, so that if any creep troopers get spread, he can jump straight on top of that. And this is going to be so important. Just all the success of your later pushes can really come down to where that creep is at.
Yeah, again, it all kind of snowballs and builds up over time. At the same time, we do see Clem trying to dive into that third base. These Banshees are getting a lot of damage done, but the first Banshee is going to go down.
Yeah, one Banshee going to be going down. 5 drones going down as well, so not bad at all. Also dragging those Queens away from the third here, so nice reactions coming out from Solar. Is going to be on time with his pullback.
Oh, exactly. In the end, he only loses 6 drones. This could have been a lot worse. A lesser Zerg player would have lost so much more in comparison. Meanwhile, that one Banshee is going to be dipping on in again, picking off one more. Ooh, one more of those drones. 2.
Yeah, 2 drones going down as we do see that fourth base going up. Clem, meanwhile, skipping out his extra tanks. He's going to be going straight into mines, and this is something quite unique to him stylistically. It can be a little bit risky when it comes up against roach builds, but he has been able to keep enough pressure on that he's been keeping an eye on everything Solar's doing.
Yeah, we'll see how well this works, because as he's getting into his Widowmine production, likewise, Solar already has his Hydra Den on the way. Getting into those Hydras eventually into Lurkers is kind of what you want against his Biomine style if the game goes on that long.
Yeah, but there we go. We're seeing a lot of those active creep tumors going down, and this is where Clem excels. He is just going to start with this double drop. It's going to be another double drop after this. It's going to be units moving this way and that way, constant attacks with mines and bio, and this is just his wheelhouse. He will be non-stop with the pressure now.
Oh, exactly, and we'll see if Solar can keep up. Honestly, what isn't really keeping up is this creep spread. It's barely connecting all the bases. It's trying to exceed here in towards the center portions of the map, but whenever he tries, Clem is here to clean it up.
Yeah, Clem has been doing extremely well keeping this creep spread back, and that's something that Solar's really good at as well. Solar's normally extremely good with getting that creep out. It's just that Clem has been putting on so much pressure with his units that he hasn't been able to spread it freely, and here we go. The multi-prong has begun.
Yeah, exactly. Ling Bane was a little bit out of position, so 2 of those Queens are going to be going down. These Widowmine shots do get baited out. They could have been a lot worse, but at the same time, in comes Clem to deny this fifth.
Yeah, very nice drag, but this is where it all starts. Clem would not stop with this, and there we go. The 5th base does go down, does pick up. He's going to be aiming in to go into the main. The Banshee is repositioned as that spawn moves. Perfect timing there.
Wow, exactly. The Banshee just getting the most damage as possible. It will eventually get picked up, but 2 more drones do end up going down. Clem containing Solar here to 4 of these bases and going for a bit of a drop into the main.
My god, and look at this creep. The creep is all the way back to the base.
Oh. Yeah, it really is. Solar was in position in the main base, so instead Clem, he just drops over at the 5th, forces another one of these cancels, and Solar's kind of being choked out right now. I say kind of because at least he is continuing to take up. Lurker Den is on the way.
Yeah, Lurker Den on the way. Meanwhile, for Clem, we do see his extra Raxes going down. We do see the 2-2 only just starting up now, so looks like he might have forgotten that for a little while.
Oh, exactly. A little bit surprising to see the Zerg player a little bit ahead in those upgrades with +2 melee on the horizon. We do see Clem pushing on forward. No lot of creep to work with here, and there are so many Widow Mines.
Yeah, and this is where it really matters with the creep, because you can see this push is at the edge of creep, and it's basically at the base as well. And this is where the Zerg, has to commit to the fight now.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? Those Bailey connections weren't bad whatsoever. Did connect with half of that bio army. We have more Baileys where that came from. The Widowmine shots are going off, but they do not connect with the army.
Yeah, nice splits coming out from Solar. He's going to drag forward, but it's Clem. He is constant with the pressure. He's poking away at this other base here, and the supply is starting to go in his favor as he just continues to rally across the map.
Oh, definitely. But you know what? The Lurker Den is done. Are we going to see those infamous Lair Tech Lurkers? Hive is on the horizon, but can we afford to wait for Hive before we make any of them?
Yeah, we do see that Ghost Academy coming down for Clem as well. Unfortunately, he's going to be taking a big Bane hit, so losing quite a few of those Marines there. Good thing that he's already got that hood up. He pre-doomed.
Mate, that's his secret, mate. He's always smudging, Papi. As he's going to rotate over towards the right-hand side instead to threaten that 5th base. It is getting up and running again. Solar has had a little bit of momentum, a little bit of breathing room.
Huge surround coming in here, and this is where those upgrades missing are starting to become a problem for Clem. You really do want to have your 2-2 finishing up around now.
Yeah, exactly. Without that 2-2, he's having a harder time fighting with the Ling Bane. He does pull back quite well. He's going to be able to clear a lot of this creep. But again, Solar is going to be able to hold on here. I don't know how threatened he really is, as the tank is going to actually siege up forward.
Yeah, we do have that tank poking on forward. Meanwhile, behind this, Clem just mixing up that production, is making some mines, making some tanks as well. Does have that 2-2 pretty close to finishing up here, but Solar's going to force him to fight now, but pretty far off creep.
Oh, pretty far off creep, but the tank does go down. We only have Bio here to really support Clem's army. Vipers are now in production as the Hive has completed.
Yeah, and Clem once again going to be splitting off some of that army for that signature multi-prong, getting over to the other side of the map, just not letting the Zerg get away with anything, making life as difficult as possible.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Solar is struggling to spread creep here towards the top right-hand side. Towards the left, you know, he's having a little bit more success. The first wave of Lurkers are coming out. Seismic Spines is on the horizon as well. In come those Hive upgrades. And with the help of these Lurkers, he's going to have an easier time defending.
There we go. We see a big stim coming out from Clem, but we'll just be setting up on the edge of this creep. The creep still really not able to spread across the map for Solar, so Clem does have a lot of time to react to those Lurkers. There's not going to be that much potential for counterattacks.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, the Ling Bane rolls on forward here. Not the best trades for Solar, but he does force the army back. Ooh, but the tank survives.
Yeah, the tank does survive. Meanwhile, there is plenty happening on the other side of the map. This is what makes Clem so hard to deal with, is you need to micro against those mines, but meanwhile, you're having to deal with an army on the other side of the map.
Yeah, and just like that, a hatchery is going to fall. But you know what? Despite these hatcheries going down one after the other, Solar, his drone count is quite healthy. 90 drones for the past couple of minutes. He was able to get another base on the top right-hand corner of the map as well. His economy isn't really too hindered, and now his army is just getting that much more sophisticated.
Yeah, that's right. We do see those Vipers arriving now as well, so we'll be able to yoink that tank back. Throws out the Parabomb on the medevac as well, and Clem already quite low on medevacs. That medevac will be going down, and Solar finally affords himself some breathing room.
Oh, exactly. He has that room to breathe, forces Clem all the way back. The creep can be spread. The upgrades are on the way, and there is that kill move. Nidus starts up for Solar.
Yeah, this Nidus is going to be absolutely killer for keeping Clem back at home. Meanwhile, Clem losing a few of those Marines very cheaply to those Banelings is just getting up his extra CCs back at home. He'll need those for the scans against the Lurkers. Already mining off 5 bases, plenty of turrets around as well.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, the sensor towers, the Venn diagrams are insane here for Solar. It's going to be for Clem. It's going to be so difficult for Solar to somehow sneak in an Overseer. He's going to try on the right-hand side. He's trying to get some vision into the main base of Clem. Yeah,
but he just flies that straight over the turrets. Clem has put a whole bunch of turrets over the right there, so Solar just going to have to use that Nidus just for a bit of intimidation tactics.
Yeah, there we go. Nidus is on the left-hand side. It does mean that he can rotate over a little bit faster, I guess, but he won't be able to go into the main base. He cannot threaten the production, and as a result, Clem has started Ghosts.
You do see Clem's head kind of flick over to his map as that Nidus scream goes off. That is the sound that all Terrans fear so very much, but at the same time, we do see that 3-3 starting to finish off. That's going to be a massive mine shot.
Wow, the mine shot was insane. On Lings, not any Banelings, but regardless, a great trade here for Clem. 3-3 is about to finish up. And again, he is taking his entire half of the map. The big difference, Solar is looking to try and sneak out of that gold base, but there is no creep connecting to it. It is so isolated, it is so exposed.
This is insane, the macro of Clem behind this. He has been absolutely perfect with this. Normally in this matchup, you're worrying about how you're going to take your 5th, but he's taking his 6th right away, and that is just crazy in this matchup.
Yeah, it's not something you see too often, only from Clem. Meanwhile, here we go. The Ling Bane's going to be rushing on top of this army off of creep.
Yeah, venturing very far off creep there.
Ooh.
The Blinding Clouds are good. A lot of those tanks are going to be going down, but a massive volley from those tanks on all of those Banelings, and Solar has been pushed back so far in the tech right now. At the same time, we do see Burrow starting up for him, so might be looking for some cheeky tactics with some borrowed Banes along the way as well.
Yeah, exactly. Solar at the moment, he's still committed to this army composition. I don't believe we've seen a Spire thrown down to try and get into Broodlord tech or anything like that. Lingbane Hydra is just his way to go. Ooh, a Nidus in towards the bottom left, but there are tanks in position. The Nidus will not finish.
Yeah, Clem just leaving that one tank behind. Clem is just all over this defense. He's playing such a textbook TVZ with such confidence. He has that huge bank of orbitals now as well. So if he would like to, he can start to bleed off a few of his SCVs as well.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you can replace them with mules instead. Meanwhile, we have a massive Lingbane run by going to try and punish this 6th base. Is it going to be enough? There are no tanks in position. But the Bio Army forces back the Banelings.
Yeah, Clem is ready, and Solar doesn't want to take bad trades off creep with those Banes, especially with the PF there. If he doesn't have enough to take an overwhelming victory, he does need to back off. Meanwhile, Clem, always having his army split into, does discover this base down to the bottom left, will be able to deny the gold here for Solar. And
Yeah.
Solar starting to run short on bases. Both players on the same base count, which is not what you want, especially in this stage.
Exactly. We were talking about it earlier, about how undefended that gold was and how risky it was to take. And as a result, Solar, he takes a big hit to his economy there. I don't know if he's ever going to be able to take that base without spreading that creep. At the same time, his army is trying to threaten, is trying to push on forward. But instead, Clem says, nah, mate, this is my gold.
Wow, Clem going to take that gold, and now he has an incredible split across the map, and honestly, he doesn't have to push anymore. He can just sit back and let the Zerg push into him, and that's exactly what Solar's going to do right now.
Oh, exactly. He converges his entire army here. He goes for a massive surround. He will be able to take down half of Clem's army. The other half was in the top right. He wasn't ready for this rotation.
Yeah, and Clem actually getting caught a little bit out of position here. We do have a bit of a dicey moment here as he tries to get all of his reinforcements over here. The PF is going to go down, but I think we've got a few CCs that could replace that.
Just a couple. as that base is going to be replaced immediately, only 5 SCVs went down, and you were talking about it earlier. Honestly, we can afford to lose a couple of these workers. Clem will not be replacing them. He will be making army instead. At the same time, we see a small Bioforce headed towards the 6th base of Solar and going to get a lot of damage.
Yeah, Clem is just always going with this multi-prong. Meanwhile, there is a Nidus going up. Clem all over that, jumps on that straight away. He is so fast, it's insane.
Yeah, the Niduses, they're just not going to ever complete. Meanwhile, Solar's going to be a little bit annoying here, borrowing a couple of links to deny any kind of goal base from being taken. But Clem, he's just content to just land here to slowly regain that position later on, working on the rest of his armies, refining his army overall. And again, Solar's still stuck with this Lingbane Hydra.
It looks like Clem just going for a scan there, sniping out that Overlord, making sure there's no vision in the back of the base before he moves out. Meanwhile, does have that cloak researching on that Ghost Academy. Maybe just forgot that for a little while, but he's going to be moving over to take this gold base, throws down the scan to clear that out of the way as well. And Clem just with a dominating position in this game so far, but Solar, he is gearing up to attack now.
Yeah, he's going for another surround here. He's getting on top of the Ghosts.
Yeah, right on top of those ghosts, but fantastic splits coming out from Clem. Does not want those Banes to get any splash damage at all, and that was an incredible fight.
Wow, I'm a little bit shocked by the lack of Lingbane there. Solar getting heavily supply blocked after that engagement, losing too many of his Overseers and not having enough Overlords.
That's great. I don't think I've seen that often, actually, that happening. Clem just sniping out all of those, and with that Ghost Cloak finishing up, he's going to need to make more Overseers for the battle.
Yeah, he really will. Meanwhile, we have one Soul Lurker on the right-hand side trying to harass that base. The Ghosts come in once again. Are the splits going to be good enough again? We only have a single tank here.
Yeah, Solar is overextending quite badly here.
Yeah, especially with only a single Overseer, he didn't have detection to deal with those Ghosts. More Banelings go down. Finally, that Lurker has been cleaned up, and Clem holds onto the gold.
Yeah, Clem keeps his crucial gold, and Solar, he knows he can't let Clem have this gold. If this PF gets up, it's going to be that much harder to deny as well. We do see some Infestors coming out as well just to help deal with the Ghosts. Maybe looking to get a neural to EMP some of the Ghosts against each other, but it looks like Clem can just win with the pure ground forces. We have a massive attack coming in now for Solar.
Oh, we do have another massive attack. Once again, a lot of tank shots are going to be going off. A lot of Ling being going down before the main engagement.
Yeah, almost every Viper getting sniped out before the fight as well, and I don't think there's an Overseer.
There is no Overseer. In comes the army. GG gets called, and Clem takes the first game.
What a game, and that scowl, that Juma hoodie. I think he didn't want to get up this early, and he is making Solar pay.
Yeah, I don't think there was like Clem, his aggression was insane that game, by the way. Like there was a moment when Solar got his Vipers out, when he got his Hive out, where he was able to force Clem back and finally have some breathing room. This was over on the right hand side of the map when he was getting his 5th and soon to be 6th base up and running. But outside of that moment, he was really struggling to deal any counter damage. I almost want to look at the units lost tab to see how many SCVs died that game for Clem. I want to say it was in the single digits. Like, oh my god.
Yeah,
possibly. Wasn't able to slow him down.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest problem there for Solar is just he was never allowed to get his creep spread out, and Clem was able to freely take 6 bases. And honestly, when you're playing ZVT, you kind of want your creep like up at their 4th, up at their 5th. You want to be making it really hard for them to hold on to their 4th to take a 5th, and Clem just afforded himself the most insane amount of map control with all his multi-prong.
Yeah, exactly. Like Solar was just having a really hard time keeping up with Clem's aggression. And it all just kind of snowballed, and it just made the mid game and even the late game that much harder, that much more difficult to get any kind of momentum going. And I don't blame Solar's map pick here. He's going to go for another one of these larger macro maps. It's going to be Tropical Sacrifice.
Yeah, he's going to pick Tropical, and I do have to say it's going to be interesting to see if Clem has something special prepared for this map. I think if there's any map that 3cc Banshee is going to be especially difficult on, it is this one. Just because of the distance of all of the bases from each other, it can be really hard to stop a Zerg from expanding away from you. But that being said, Clem's multi-prong might be the difference maker here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Clem, he sees this map and he's like, okay, I'll just go 3cc Banshee. Like, he doesn't even care. He does it anyway. I would love to see that, to be honest. But yeah. Again, the map pick does make plenty of sense here from Solar. Is it going to be enough, though? Does he have enough time between these games to really look at what happened and try and adjust his style in some way? Maybe go for a different approach. I don't know if it's worth trying to go Lingbane Muta instead of Hydra. I feel like Hydras do make sense against his Biomine style. But yeah, it just, again, took a long time for him to get control of his side of the map. You can argue if he ever really did.
Yeah, I mean, he never really had creep spreading out to Clem's bases, and that's why he wasn't able to take efficient fights. But here he is. He has another chance to get Onsyde back in, and this is Solar.
And in the top right-hand corner, representing Team Liquid, we have Clem.
Just like, to any Terran players out there, I think it would be really bad if Clem went for BCs here. Terrible.
I think it would actually lose him the game. If he wants to put his team's life at jeopardy, then he would go for a BC opener. So I don't think anyone should do it.
If he wants to ruin everyone's day and be the bad guy, he could make some BCs.
If he wants
or he could be a cool Banshee guy.
He can be a Giga Chad and go for the Banshees, mate. Just saying, Papi. Just saying. Oh god, as we are of course getting into our second game, and our eyes are going to be glued on that production tab to see what Clem does go for. There's probably maybe even an argument to be made that last game things just started snowballing in favor of Clem when he got that first creep tumor. Just that was the beginning of the end, Papi. The creep was just never going to live. Ay.
Yeah, he kind of set the tone for things there. But Clem does have a few other variations of builds that he likes to go for. He does sometimes go for Blue Flame. He can still go for like a Live Viking opening or something like that. I have seen him before make one BC and then go into an 8 rack. So that's a pretty interesting variation. So definitely a lot of options here.
Yeah, exactly. It can opt to be a little bit more aggressive, less macro-centric to just put even more pressure on Solar. And honestly, I wouldn't blame him if he did. I'm sure he would find success with it, to be honest. But we'll see as we have an SCV scout just confirming, okay, Solar is going for a hatch first. Nothing crazy here. Despite the loss, he isn't going to be deterred. He has the mindset, the mental of a king.
Yeah, exactly. As we are seeing this first Reaper go across the map here, it is looking by all rights like it's just going to be another 3cc Banshee build. Is just going to be poking in with this Reaper as well, getting a little bit of scouting here.
Yeah, just a little bit of scouting, just trading here with the Lings. If he can get one of these Lings, that will be a nice little victory for him. Just, yeah, testing the micro of Solar in turn.
Yeah, he just likes to be a bit mean with this Reaper.
Oh, oh!
Ooh, very close there.
Yeah, almost punished for that a little bit. And because the Reaper is so low, that means that there is no way that Clem gets a kill on that first creep tumor.
Yeah, so that will leave Solar safe to spread that out nice and far. We do see Clem once again going to be getting that 3cc, going to be getting that starport going down.
Yeah, it's what he went for in the previous game, and it's what he will continue to go for. Again, he has no fear. He is one to just meet Zerg head on, as Terrence should. But yeah, honestly, it's really impressive the way that he does open up. And as you were saying before, he has a reputation for it. He may as well just tell his opponent what he's going to do, and he just doesn't care. You know, he just knows how good he is at it.
Yeah, it's that Cyril level confidence of you know exactly what I'm going to do and you still can't hold it.
Yeah. Smooch. Oh god, as we do have the first wave of Hellions moving out. Oh my, a Marauder is coming out.
Yeah, we do have a little bit of a variation. This is something that I have seen a few different Terrans go for. I've seen Hero Marine do it. I've seen Bunny been doing it as well. It's a Hellbat Marauder, but off a 3cc. So it is a build that kind of gives you the best of both worlds. It's a very tight build. It's a hard one to execute, but it does afford you a quick Hellbat push while also being economic.
Yeah, I think I've heard you say it before that like this is kind of your favorites in your mind, like Hellbat builds period in TVZ, just because, as you said, you can be aggressive, you can deal damage, but you're not as all in or as committed as other Hellbat builds are. So yeah, because of that, you know, Clem is still going to be looking ahead, and he could even, you know, get quite a bit of a lead here if Solar isn't too careful.
Yeah, we do see that Viking just denying a little bit of scouting, and he is just taking out so much creep with these first Hellions. Honestly, these Hellions are just trying to sell a story that he's going for the same kind of game, and then surprise him. So he's trying to make this look like just a Viking Liberator opening, but at the same time, we do have that armory going down behind this, so it will be a very aggressive Hellbat timing.
And here we go, the Hellions have finally been revealed here to this Overlord. A little bit of a mistake, or at least thankfully Solar was in vision here to recognize what was going on. More Queens are on the horizon, Lings are coming out as well, already getting a couple of potshots off on these Hellions.
Yeah, there we go. And this is exactly what Clem is looking for. He's looking to split off these Queens from each other, not to let them get away and get into a concave. We do see Solar is starting to get that concave after all, so he will be able to dive back behind with these Lings and try to take the Marauders. Very good focus fire as well, taking down the medevac, but Clem is getting on top of these Queens with the Hellbats.
Yeah, every single Ling is going to go down, and now Clem is going for that third base. A lot of Queens that are falling, I think 3 to 4 Queens. Meanwhile, they've been focusing down one after the other. I do believe that Solar should be able to hold on from here, but how much more is he going to lose?
Yeah, just going to be trying to take out as many Queens here as possible is Clem. Trying to take it down as many Lings as he can with him too. But the defense from Solar looking fairly solid. Just comes down now to how much Clem, how cleanly he's been macroing behind this.
Yeah, exactly. 6 Queens in total ended up falling there from Solar. We do have a Liberator going across the map into that main base. 2 SCVs have gone down, but it looks like the Hellions should be enough to hold on against these Lings, as it looks like they get a bit of a surround, but ooh, the SCV micro does help out.
Yeah, really nice micro coming out from both players. One of those Hellions is going to be going down. We see 4 SCVs going down, so really nice damage coming out from Solar, and Clem finds himself just very slightly behind in this game now.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Only slightly though, as now he's able to get his third up and running. He can macro from here, 1-1 on the way. Stim finishing up as well, and we have those medevacs finally popping out so that Clem can once again be active on the map.
Yeah, my big worry for Solar here as well is not only was his creep spread really suppressed by the initial Hellions, but he now has way less queens than you would normally have in this situation. So that just means that his creep spread's going to be that much harder to get out.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how that dichotomy is working here, where a lot of Hellions died, so Clem isn't here to deny the creep, but also a lot of Queens died, so they're not there to spread it either. So yeah, it's interesting to see who comes out on top. So far, Solar is at least connecting his bases. We'll see if he can actually get onto the map with his creep.
Yeah, exactly. But meanwhile, for Clem, we are seeing those signature Widow Mines being started up right now. He is getting that extra factory as well, getting his CC on the way. So everything coming along smoothly for Clem, and he will be looking to get back out on the map as soon as possible to keep denying that creep.
Yeah, and there we go. As you say that, here we go. Another wave of Hellbats. A couple of Marines moving forward as well, just taking down these active creep trimmers. There are banelings to defend. They're not speed banelings by any means. Oh, and it looks like they will get us around on those Hellbats.
Ooh, yeah, those Hellbats soaking up a lot of those banelings. Clem just will be dancing back and forth, trying to take out these active creep tumors. Doesn't quite get that last one before the scan runs out, but Clem just battering down the doors of Solar, not giving him a moment to breathe and not letting him spread this creep and macro out comfortably.
Yeah, exactly. At least he does have that active creep trimmer. We do see a little bit of creeping spread on the edges of the map as well. But Clem is moving out with his reinforcements. We have a second force moving out towards the northern portion of that map.
Yeah, but as the observer is pointing out, we do see Clem forgetting his 2-2 once again. So maybe just a little bit of a hiccup in the macro that has been happening.
Up! Oh, at the same time, the Lingbane's getting on top of this army. The Otherwise, they try to burrow, but no, all three of them go down without a single shot going off.
Aye. You call it balanced.
So yeah, Clem is really struggling to get that pressure on, and now this is giving Solar the freedom, the breathing room to actually, get a presence on the map.
Ooh. Yeah, very well placed spore here in that main will be repelling this attack, so one of these medevacs will be going down. Clem just relentless trying to get the damage here. He's so brave with these units. He's got 10 Marines here fighting against the whole army of Solar, but Solar, he has had enough. He is sending everything across the map, and this is going to be a rough moment for Clem. Does he have enough to hold here?
Oh, that all depends on this Widow Mine shot. One is going to go off. Oh my god! The entire Ling army on the right hand side goes down.
Yeah, every single Ling going down to 2 mines, but Solar's got more where this came from. These banelings are starting to overwhelm Clem.
Oh, the reinforcements are coming up, but the Valens are going for the mineral line. They want that economic damage. 5 SCVs are going to be going down. The rest of his forces are chasing down those workers.
Yeah, some good trades coming out from Clem here, though. He's going to be taking down a lot of these units, but meanwhile for Solar, he is at that 80 drone count. He can keep doing this all day.
Oh, exactly. Do it all day, Poppy. To be fair, though, Clem didn't lose too much there. He lost his army, sure, but only 8 SCVs end up going down. He's not in the worst position right now. He's not too far behind in that worker count. He does finally have 2-2 on the way, but again, still a window here where he's going to be working without it.
Maybe a bit of a property of the opening, but this 2-2 is giga late, and the 2-2 for the Zerg already finished, so that will make these trades pretty poor compared to how they would normally go down, but Clem does have that path to victory that he just needs to, not go too crazy before his 2-2's finished.
Yeah, it's still on the horizon. Meanwhile, back at home, Solar, he's got his Hydroden on the way. He's got his Hive on the way. Infestation Pit already finishing up. This will delay his starting of 3-3 by quite a bit. So again, Clem can catch up. And again, the creep spread doesn't seem to be good enough here towards the northern portion of the map. We have another cancel or denial of that stick.
And nicely done by Clem there. But meanwhile for Solar, massive Ling run by here. And he has so much more momentum in this game. A lot of these SCVs going to be going down as well.
Oh, yeah, exactly. At the same time, it looks like 9 drones have gone down across the map. So Clem is not taking this line down. He reciprocates and even deals more damage.
Yeah, loads that double drops up straight away. He wants to get straight back into these multi-prong attacks. That is exactly what he's going to do. Going to be defending this creep. Bit of a panic tumor from Solar being sent out to the side there, but he has plenty of Ling Bane to deal with his attacks of Clem.
Yeah, he really does. Clem has to be so careful with how he dances on this creep. He only wants to clear up whatever he can. I don't think he really wants to commit, but in come these libs.
Yeah, these libs are going to help him get a foothold, so they're just going to zone out some of these units. We do have these mines being set up here, and this choke can be very dangerous here, but Solar, he has got a lot of supply here to deal with.
He really does. At the same time, Solo even has free supply to go for a counterattack. Once again, this triangular third base is being hit by a Ling run by.
Yeah, Solar is fighting so hard here for Onsyde Gaming. This is, of course, the final match, unless we have to go to an ace. If Clem can win this, Liquid will take down Onsyde, but big mine shot coming out, and yeah, the multi-prong has begun once again. His medevacs venturing a little bit too far ahead. One of those almost going down to the Hydras.
Yeah, but Solo just hasn't been training efficiently here. A couple more Hydras are going to be going down due to these Liberators. The force towards the north has still not been dealt with. Baneling is going to kind of connect here, forcing Solar back a little bit, but oh my god, the minefield is real.
Oh, yeah, pretty good connections coming out from both players, both the Mines and the Banelings. Solar will clean up this army after all, but Clem still has another double drop up in the top left-hand corner of the map. Meanwhile, for Solar, we do see the Adrenal Glands on the way. We see those Vipers coming down too, but he is quite comfortably on his 6 bases.
Yeah, he is. Clem has to do something about this economy, something about these bases. Looks like he's going to rotate over towards the southern portion of the map. Will come across the 6th base of Solar. At the same time, he pushes in towards the north, but Solar has split up his army. He was there to defend.
Yeah, Solar is in position. He's going to be able to take out some nice trades. Might finally be able to bring down these libs, but no, it looks like they are in position and do have the mines to back them up.
Oh yeah, a lot of mines being set up here. 2 of them are being triggered, but there's more where that came from. Solar has to be so careful.
Yeah, Solar just splitting off individual links. We'll be able to clean up these mines extremely efficiently here.
He's out of position though because Clem is rotating over towards the top left.
Yeah, nice rotation from Clem there, just bringing back those Marines, using those Marauders to soak up the damage. These Vipers will be pulling those Liberators out of Liberation mode, but Solar, he's got to keep up here, and those Banelings are very exposed.
They are quite exposed. In come the Marauders, in come the Bio Army. Banelings do finish up just in time. Will this be enough against these beefy Marauders? Oh, what am I shot? Ooh, gets dragged.
Oh, really nice drag coming out with that Widow Mine, but there are more where that came from, and yeah, you just have to be so careful here when you're playing against Clem. If you ever don't match his army split, things can just get away from you in an instant.
They really can. We have seen that, especially in the previous game. What are my shots this time? Much better on some of those Banelings. Nice reaction there from Clem as well. Solar being forced to fight off of creep.
Yeah, and that creep is right at the edge of this base here. So Clem, really, if he hadn't done so well in the early game dealing with that creep, there would be creep all up to his bases, and that does mean that he is able to keep taking bases behind this, and that's something he's doing very aggressively right now.
Yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, once again, pointing out here that we are missing our 3-3 upgrades from Clem. He was prioritizing his army instead. We only have +3 attack on the way instead of +3 defense as well. Meanwhile, a couple of transferring workers that are being caught out, and Clem, he's finding some more damage here. Can he get the hatchery? He will.
Yeah, he's going to be diving straight on that hatchery. Others more is going to be able to take it down. Not quite. Good mine shots coming out, but it does look like Solar will hold for now.
Oh, he's holding for now. At the same time, another army engaging towards the southern side of the map. It looks like it will be dealt with, though. Solar will hold on. At the same time, the hatchery barely surviving.
Yeah, his Marauders are just soaking up so much damage, but beautiful mine splits coming out from Solar there. Wonderful micro, but Clem looks like he will have enough to hold on. Just not enough. Splitting off those medevacs, and Solar finally getting some more damage across the map. Massive shots on those SCVs.
Wow, for the first time, economic damage has been done. 22 SCVs are going down here. Solar has control of the center of the map, and now wouldn't be a bad time to go into those lurkers. He's ready for that switch when he needs to, but still committed to the Ling Bane Hydra. Doesn't actually push in towards these bases.
Yeah, Solar finally has Clem on the back foot. Clem dropping down to 160 supply, and we do see his income nowhere near that of Solar's. Solar just trying to overrun here.
Yeah, he really is, and it looks like he definitely can. There are no Widowmines, no tanks to help support here at any of these bases. Just a bio army, that's all he has.
Yeah, and Solar getting on top of this PF. Is he going to be able to do this for Onsyde? Will he be able to keep them in this fixture against Liquid?
Oh my god, he's so close. The base is going to go down. The Banelings, they find their connections. A tank is going to come out, but a little bit too late. The bases are falling.
Oh, big sigh coming out from Clem. He realizes that things are getting really dicey. He has to get this base back up and running.
The orbital is going to be on the way. We have a couple of Widow Mines trying to harass some of these fresh mining bases of Solar, but it's just not going to be enough. Clem, I don't really know where he goes from here. I mean, he does have +3 on the horizon, I guess, but the Banelings, they finish morphing in, and Solar has more than enough to engage.
Yeah, Solar just going to keep smashing over and over again with this Ling Bane.
Ooh.
Fantastic Ling Drags. Is going to get a nice shot on those Banelings finally, but is there going to be enough here for Clem? He just does not have the workers needed to replenish this, and those Banelings are finally getting back on top of these Marines.
Yeah, they really are. Once again, that base is isolated. It's going down to those Hydra's Banelings, even crashing into tanks, because it doesn't even matter. GG gets called, and Solar will take game number 2.
Wow, GG, and you can see Solar, he is sweating that game. He knows how important that game was, and he really had to work for it. And we see things are totally tied up. 1-1 from every single player here, and we are getting an ace match.
Wow, it's something that doesn't happen too often here in World Team League. How often do we get 1-1s across the board? Not at all, Poppy. So here we go. It's the ace match. The teams are going to have a little bit of time here to decide who they want to bring out.
Who's that Pokemon?
Oh, who is it? They actually kind of look like each other. Oh
They
my
look
god.
like Clem. They all look like Clem.
They do look like Clem. Oh my god. Now, the question is, can they wake up Maru? It's pretty late. It's pretty late in Korea. I believe it's around midnight. So it's possible that Maru may have thought, yeah, you know, Solar, he's got this. I can go to bed. I don't have to worry about the ace match, right?
He's like, Solar dropped a game to Clem. Noob, Shiba.
Shiba. Oh my god.
But yeah, as the chat is catching up to this, it does look like most likely, I have to agree, Maru versus Clem.
Yeah, Maru versus Clem does make the most sense unless there's another player on either team that feels like they can snipe specifically on this map. Bearing in mind, it's a best of one. Best of one on Waterfall, a very small map indeed. So if someone has a unique strategy, this isn't a bad map to whip it out on.
Let's go. Crank versus Mana.
Oh my god.
I think Mana would stomp.
Oh man, have some faith in Crank, Poppy, mate. You know, he's GM with all 3 races.
Okay.
Copium. But yeah, let's get some predictions going in the chat. Obviously, the boring answer is Clem versus Maru because it's the obvious one, but does anyone have any wild suggestions?
I mean, Clem was smudging pretty hard with that hood.
True.
Maybe he's having a bad day.
Oh my god. But if he's having a bad day, or if you have someone to try and snipe Maru, would you send out Diego? If you
send out Diego again to snipe Maru.
Send out Diego, Papi, against Maru. Why not? He already took a game.
That would be kind of crazy.
Like the snipe, man. That would be sick. You know what would be crazier? If they pick Diego to snipe Maru, but then they don't send out Maru.
Actually, I wonder if Mana to snipe Maru might actually not be the craziest idea.
Wait. What if Neeb is awake?
Oh yeah.
You know, there's other players on Onsyde.
Oh,
Neeb is an option. Neeb versus Clem.
Crazy. Oh, that is Waterfall. I don't know if you want to send out a Protoss on Waterfall against the Terra.
True.
I think Maru versus Clem. I'll go one step further. I think Maru's going to do an in-base 2x Reaper.
You're crazy, Bobby. You're crazy. I see Emperor in the chat. I see Slow Iran in the chat expecting Solar. Solar, it wouldn't be a bad choice, depending on how his mental is feeling right now. Maybe thinking of going for like a roach hole in against Clem or something along those lines. It's possible on a small map like this. Oh, God. Again, the teams themselves, the team captains, they've got a lot to think about here before they pick their players.
Or maybe not. Maybe they just send Maru. I don't know if you have to think that hard.
You have to wake him up, Pop. You have to wake him up,
True.
you know? Oh, my God.
He's like, you're not paying me enough for this. I'm going back to bed.
Oh my god.
Oof.
Aye. Yes. They're both just deliberating as we speak. Again, best of one to just kind of see which way this series does lead. It would be a pretty insane result though if Team Liquid are able to take this.
Yeah, 100%. And it was kind of looking like they might be able to, but we do have these two players just deciding, loading in.
Yeah, I was just quickly checking the standings here. Exclamation mark being in the chat if you guys want to have a look at it. Onsyde are undefeated. They have not dropped a series yet. Meanwhile, Team Liquid are struggling a little bit in the standings. So again, it is going to mean that much more for TL to take the win and make it let it be known that Onsyde can bleed.
Let it be known. That would be a huge scalp, and I feel like they have done really well so far. Like, honestly, Diego taking a game off Maru, I'm not sure if anyone expected that, and Rex taking a game off Elazer as well. Pretty significant. So, yeah, this could be a huge upset coming down right now.
It really could be. I am on the edge of my seat. Thank God it is Friday, because if it wasn't... I don't know if my chair would be able to maintain my form right now as we get ready for the ace match here in this series. Oh my god.
But it's not Friday.
TGI Fridays, Pop. TGI.
It's not Friday.
They give WTL money.
It's not Friday.
They can make it Friday if they want to. They have the power.
I think if you sit on the edge of your seat, because it's not a TGIF seat, you're going to fall over and you're going to die. So get one of those TGIF seats if you want to be on the edge of your seat safely.
There you go, Papi. There you go. Oh my god. I also want to give a bit of a shout out as well to Nostra Beeps. Thank you so much, Nostra Beeps, for subscribing for 2 months in a row. Thank you so much for your support. Quack. Hope you enjoy your quacks. Hope you enjoy your emotes.
The best emote is the veg one.
The veg one is so cute. Oh my god. Did you know that we commissioned this veg emote just because of Starduck?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
What's the KS2 emote?
Yeah. because we would play in team league matches and we would it became a meme. We would have to call Starduck was the Patty Mac before Patty Mac, where he would sleep in and he wouldn't wake up, and we would have to wait. We would call him and spam alert him in Discord because he was in veg.
When were you doing these games? Like 10 a.m., 11 a.m.? Like,
oh,
surely if they were 2 or 3 a.m., you'd still be awake.
Sorry, I don't want to talk about it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Same with same with like GPO.
Oh.
He would miss signups.
No.
GPO.
Yeah, he's a cycle sleep boy. I've seen these people before, where they take the entire way around to get it back to normal.
Yeah. Exactly. So it would be like 8 p.m. and he'd be asleep. He would just go to bed, shaking my head. Meanwhile, we have our players of choice. The ace players have been chosen. No surprises here. It is that TBT.
Yeah, there we go. We have that showdown. It is going to be Clem versus Maru. These hexagons almost completely filling the area between them.
Oh boy. Yes, exactly. Oof. They almost perfect each other. Imagine if they somehow joined forces, if they were able to combine, unify, and become one.
Got Sheldon in the chat. He feels for Stardock. He's like 4 p.m. games probably. Aye.
Sheldon, please. Shaking my head, Poppy. Shaking my head.
Oh, no.
As we have a couple of other subs coming in. Thank you, Slow, in the chat as well for 4 months. Gracias, Papi. Gracias. Quack, Papi. Quack. And I feel like even these players need your quacks because the pressure of the world is on them. Of the World Team League.
Mate, the pressure is on. We're going to see Maru with the hood up.
You know what we're going to see? Hey, we're going to see Proxy Rax versus Proxy Rax. That's what we're going to see.
Nah. I
Mate,
don't think so.
Maru,
Clem doesn't proxy Rex.
I should say, sorry, mate, the likelihood of Maru proxying in the ace match, that's got to be pretty high, right?
Yeah, that's pretty high, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
actually, this map, a lot of the time, I see him do it from home. That was my prediction. I was going to say, to start off with,
True.
that Maru was going to proxy Rex him from home.
Is it a proxy Rax if he does it from home?
No. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. So, yeah, we'll see if that does come to fruition here. We'll see if Clem can keep up with the micro and the aggression of Maru, as he's got some pretty good micro and aggression of his own.
I'm just going to look up on Oligulak. I have a feeling this might be like one of those weird matchups where he's like never beaten him though. I know Clem, last time I saw them play in a best of 3, Maru just like steamrolled him 3-0. I'm just going to quickly check if Clem's actually beat him recently, because I think Clem's definitely historically had a bit of a block with Maru and like with TVT in general.
Yeah, I mean, what I will say is that if he really didn't feel confident, then I'm sure he would ask another one of his teammates to step in instead. I'm just quickly checking here, and oh my god, in 2022 and in 2021, Maru had a 100% win rate. Clem never took a map. What? That's crazy.
Where are you getting that?
Clem
took a map in 2021.
Clem took a map?
He's taken a few.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at Wikipedia. I'm looking at the results.
He went 1-1 with Maru in the team league.
Okay.
In 2021. And 1-0'd him in the Olima League Invitational in December last year.
Okay. So it's taking a couple of maps. I think Wikipedia maybe only shows like the big tournaments. Like it's got IEM Katowice here. It's got Aces ROG next, all that stuff. But here we go.
I mean, he usually loses to him.
we're getting into the ace match. Representing Onsyde Gaming, top right-hand corner, it is Maru.
And in the bottom left-hand corner, the E5L against the G5L, this is a Liquid Clem.
Oh, here we go. We got the GSL champion going up against the European champion. Oh my god. And your prediction of in-base proxy racks from Maru, is it gonna be real, Papi? Is it gonna come to fruition?
Okay, in-base 2 racks.
In-base 2 racks, okay. So far, the openers happen to be standard. An important thing to take note of is that Clem has not pulled down that hoodie.
That's wrong. Yeah, Clem has got the Doom hood up.
Oh my god,
Maru with the hands off the keyboard. He doesn't need them.
No hands, puppy. Oh my god. Maru just getting out of bed. You know, he was just lying down for a moment, and now he's forced to play another game of StarCraft. I
like the idea of him just kind of like hibernating, and they just have to like switch him on when they want him to play StarCraft. It's like when the world needed him most.
yeah. They look over. Power Maru on.
Are you sure?
It's time. Oh my god. And so far, we see both players going for double gas openers here, kind of what we typically expect out of the TVT matchup. I guess the biggest difference is that, of course, Clem is opting to go for that reactor.
Yeah. Interestingly, I actually saw a big reaction from Clem when Maru scouted. So I don't know if he was like very sure that Maru wasn't going to scout on this map or something like that. But there was, pretty big reaction when the scout came in. I don't know if he's just, feeling a bit down today or something.
Hashtag Terran life. You know how it is.
We do see he's going for that reactor first, so that does give this Reaper enough time to poke in.
Yeah, and can he get an SCV? Oh, it looks like he barely will. The repair just wasn't in time. At the same time, though, Clem is going for a starport across the map.
Yeah, and the positioning of this starport, I am thinking that this does look like it's going to be a Liberator.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Maru's going to find it.
Oh my, Maru, he just makes a beeline for that location and he's going to deny the starport.
Oh, Clem is not happy there, and this is a disaster. Maru looks like he just checked for the natural, checked for the starport, realized that it was missing, and knew exactly where to look for it.
Ay, ay, ay. So, again, not the best start here from Clem. He still has a couple of units here to try and maybe even threaten the natural base. Maru just rotating over, trying to catch any kind of units slipping on in.
Yeah, I think I understand I understand now why he was so upset when that initial SCV scout came in, because that means the Reaper scout can go in. Really nice reactive split.
Yeah, exactly. I was so concerned there for a moment, but only one Hellion goes down to that Windmine. Meanwhile, a couple of these KDA charges are going to keep Clem back.
Yeah, the mine is going to go down, but that buys enough time for the next Hellion to come out. Really nice micro coming out from Clem, but it's not going to be enough with that starport getting delayed so much.
Oh, exactly. Does get another volley off towards the end there, but he is forced to cancel that starport and make it at home.
Yeah, and his CC only halfway done because of that.
Yeah. I mean, he's still trying to force his way up this ramp as well. The Hellion volley is not looking too bad, but it's not enough, puppy.
Yeah, loses quite a lot for that, and Maru is just going to be able to push him back across the map. He's going to be sending that Hellion in first, so lucky for Clem, does manage to get the healing off on those Reapers, but could be losing one here.
Yeah, another Reaper does go down. It looks like, Hellion gets picked off though, so Maru overextending a little bit, but he does pick off that remaining Reaper.
Yeah, beautiful little micro battle here. Both of those Marines going down, and Clem is in such a rough spot right now. Despite cutting that CC, not getting that CC as early to get the starport sooner, Maru's starport was way ahead.
Yeah. And now, speaking of his starport being ahead, we have the first medevac slipping into the main base. The Reapers and Hellions are here to get a couple of workers, and they are bunching up.
Ooh. Yeah, these workers are lining up for the Hellions here, and there is not much back here for defense in Clem. He's already sent the tank across the map.
Yeah, there's nothing at home to defend. The Hellion shots were brutal. 15 workers are going to be going down. The rest of these Reapers are going to be unloaded. Meanwhile, Clem is in the main base of Maru.
Wow, I think Maru has really warmed up here as he is just styling on Clem here.
Yeah, exactly. We have some cute medevac micro here from Clem to try and get a little bit more damage done. Maru is forced to turn around and come back home with everything he's got. A couple of SCVs are falling, but in come those reinforcements.
Yeah, and the Cyclone gets a lock on the medevac, but he will be able to get out of there pretty quickly. These Reapers going to be able to chase down this Cyclone, so Clem has to fight.
He's forced to fight. The Cyclone gets focused down as well by that auto turret, and Clem, once again, he doesn't want to, but he has to go back
the
up.
medevac's going to go down, and G is called. Maru clinches it out for Onsyde gaming.
Yeah, Maru with the historic record against Clem once again puts another point on the board, and he does it. Onsyde Gaming will take down a Team Liquid in a very close series.
Yeah, what a crazy game. Kind of a little bit of an anticlimax in the end. I was hoping for a little bit of a longer game, but at the same time, that was very well played. And yeah, you could see Clem knew he was taking a big risk there. He knew when that SUV came in at the very start, he could see the sequence of events from there, realize that that Reaper would get a bit of time in his base after that. Because of that, the Reaper would realize that the CC didn't go down, and Maru would be able to find his starport. So yeah, just things not quite working out for him there.
Yeah, things just kind of cascaded, or the dominoes started to fall from that moment, and Clem foresaw that, wasn't really feeling it as that at that moment either. And yeah, GG, well played to Maru for just again being as solid as he was, responding the way that he did, shutting down that or coming across and finding that proxy the way that he did. Yeah, just solid play, what we expect from an S tier player like Maru.
Of course, and I am glad that we still got to see those little skirmishes in the middle of the maps between the Reapers and the Hellions. We can just really see that these are the absolute tip-top Terrans, and the micro battles were insane, but Onsyde Gaming, they are going to manage to just get this win over Liquid, but at the same time, Liquid forcing them to an ace match, that does give them, I believe, an extra point as well.
Yeah, I hope that Team Liquid aren't feeling too bad about their performance here because every one of their players was amazing, right? You know, Elazer, Kelazhur, and Clem as well in his own respective series against Solar. They put in the work. Everyone did on both teams, to be fair. It was a brutal battle that did ensue. At the end of the day, someone does have to be victorious, and what's impressive is that Onsyde Gaming will maintain their flawless victory here, 6-0.
I will say this does put a tiny blemish on them. They don't get 3 points for the win, they get 2 points for the win now. Liquid steals that point because of that ace match.
There you go. There you go. They do take away a point, and that is why Onsyde Gaming and DPG have 15 apiece. But yeah, regardless, a really strong showing here by Onsyde. Despite being a new team, the caliber of players that they have is just crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So they are big favorites to take this all down. Meanwhile, if we're having a look at the top of the table, we do see DPG alongside Alpha X and Shopify Rebellion also putting in a great performance today, are going to be solidifying their position in that top 7.
Ooh, that they are, but we've still got plenty of weeks to go. So if you're interested in World Team League coverage, if you enjoyed some of our casting, then consider following us here on the CranKy Ducklings, as we do try to cover as much of it as we can, as we are also participants in World Team League proper as well. I believe we're going to have a couple of matches in a couple of days, 3 days in a row, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. World Team League, it just doesn't end.
It does not end. So we have a lot to look forward to. A little bit of a foreshadowing of possibly our own upset.
Oh.
We actually will be going up against Team Liquid.
Oh, let's go. We are going up against Team Liquid. I was waiting for it. Oh, there it is. What a
your music. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Pull up your chairs. Pull up your chairs.
The wholesome music is back. What a great day of StarCraft we've had today. What a great day of StarCraft we will continue to have as well. Quickly just checking the calendar. And again, if you're a fan of StarCraft, follow us. Follow the CranKy Ducklings, because World Team League, again, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're coming back. ANZ Champ qualifiers are also this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So if you're from Oceania, if you're from Australia, like myself, like AsherBro, expect to see us there, because we are going to be doing our best to represent our nation, represent our country, and playing basically a GSL of our own.
Yeah, exactly. So plenty to look forward to. Also, with CranKy going up in Team Liquid, I wonder if we're going to have a Clem versus Vindicta showdown.
Oh my god. When I was picking the lineups and when I was picking the order, I was like, do I want that? Do I want Vindicta am I that selfish to want that matchup instead of putting Vindicta against maybe a weaker player to make sure that we get points there instead? It was a very hard choice to make, but it looks like we do not have confirmed matchups yet. They're going to be coming tomorrow. So I was quickly checking WeChat to see if we got confirmation. Keep your eye on social media for when the lineups do become live.
Yeah, that's right. But having a look at some of the other matchups coming up, I think the other really exciting matchup coming up in that week is going to be KaiZ versus Shopify Rebellion.
Oh, yeah, KaiZ Gaming, another amazing team with players like Rainer, with players like Spirit, to name a few. So, oh my god, I can't wait to sync my team. Time, of course.
Don't forget time. I love time.
I always run out of time, Papi. Ay. But
if I ever come up against time, I'm going to be like, you're my favorite player, time. And he's going to be like, me too.
Me too. Smoosh, puppy. Oh, I almost forgot about that as well. We had so many great moments here, and thank you so much, Asher, once again, for not just joining me for one Team League match, but for 2 tonight.
Yeah, for the whole thing. What special moments we've had together, Light. We'll go off into the sunset. Me too. It was so nice to cast with you today, Light.
Me too. That's going to be a meme for a while, I feel.
Yeah. I
hope everyone in the chat enjoyed themselves as well. And speaking of enjoying ourselves, Asher, if people want more of you, where can they find you? I believe you have attempted or are attempting to stream every day.
I streamed 2 days in a row. Don't get too excited.
Okay.
But I will be looking to do some more regular streams, but shorter streams. So, yeah, I feel like I just get a couple hours in after work each day. But speaking of regular streams, someone that's been doing regular streams for a long time, where can we find yours?
The first exclamation mark AsherBro in the chat for Ash's Twitch, by the way. AsherBro on Twitch.
Oh, yeah. Whatever. you work it out.
Shaking my head. You can follow me at light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter as well. I do stream throughout the week. I have been streaming every day. I didn't ladder stream today. I've been playing some other games just to take a little bit of a break, but I should be back to laddering tomorrow. Of course, I'm a Zerg main, as Asher is a Terran main. So, despite being of different ideologies, despite one of us clearly being the champion race and the other not, we're able to set aside our differences and come together here on the Ducklings. So if you
I want the music back. Where's the music?
I want the music.
It's like a Terran and a Zerg, and they are friends.
They are the most unlikely of friends. Oh my god, I actually just rewound the VOD, so I'm listening to the music again because I want it in my life. Oh my god. But yeah, so if you're interested in our casting and when we do join forces, that is here on the CranKy Ducklings, sorry. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord. We have a Patreon if you want to support us there. We also, of course, have our subscriptions available as well on Twitch. All the money that we make does go towards our team, does go towards our pro team, our players like Vindicta, Dolan, Patty Mac, Eric. We're able to support them as much as we can as they have their run in World Team League as well as Atlanta in the coming weeks.
Save the Ducklings.
Save the Ducklings. You too can save the Ducklings by choosing to support us. With that, massive shout out to Kura, as Kura is handling the production today, not observing, but of course just handling the stream, making sure that everyone gets beautiful eyes on all of this StarCraft. And with that, do you have anything you want to say before we head off, Asher?
Me too.
Me too, puppy. Me too. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.